Get a larger tax break incentive package than the $2 billion that was already announced.
Policy researchers say it's possible, as they say some of the tech companies' tax breaks raise some open-ended questions. NBC4 Investigates Jamie Ostroff joins us now to explain. Jamie?
Well, Jennifer, Intel is expected to bring a massive economic boom to Central Ohio. We've certainly talked about it as it gets its New Albany campus built and running. But luring the company to the Buckeye State was a competitive process, which Governor Mike DeWine said in January involved a $2 billion incentive package. Now, that included $600 million in cash, along with $691 million in infrastructure to support the operation, including a water reclamation facility there. Now, that has all been budgeted and passed, but then there are the tax credits. The Ohio Tax Credit Authority is in the process of approving a job creation tax credit of up to $650 million over 30 years. Now, that's where one expert I spoke with says the questions arise.
As a nonprofit, nonpartisan researcher.
Zach Schiller is a researcher at the self-proclaimed nonpartisan group Policy Matters Ohio.
We have done a good deal of work over the years looking at economic development incentives and trying to take a look at whether they're doing the job that we would like them to.
His latest project, Intel. The tech company is currently building a $20 billion campus in New Albany, making it the largest private sector investment in Ohio history. New Albany's mayor offered the best explanation about luring the project to Central Ohio.
So we caught the fish, it's a big fish, and now we have to, we have to get it in the boat, right? And we quickly realized we need a bigger boat.
A $2 billion boat with cash, infrastructure, and tax incentives for Intel, which in turn promises 7,000 construction jobs to build the campus that will house another 3,000 new jobs. State leadership also expects Intel will generate thousands of indirect jobs.
Call it a boat, call it whatever you want. We want a boat that is going to be seaworthy and that carries us to shore.
In October, the Ohio Tax Credit Authority is expected to approve a big piece of that boat, a job creation tax credit for Intel worth up to $650 million over 30 years. But Schiller says there could be additional tax credits down the road we don't know about yet. He points to language in a capital appropriations bill passed by state lawmakers in June.
Authorized 5 new tax credits worth at least hundreds of millions of dollars, and they tied them to this job creation tax credit. Companies that qualify for and are getting this tax credit and meet these certain rules will also be eligible for these additional tax breaks.
The bill does not mention Intel by name, but it says the tax breaks would apply to an Ohio semiconductor wafer manufacturing facility.
Because we know it's going to cost about $2 billion, but now there are these additional tax breaks and we don't really know how much they're cost.
Schiller says he's not concerned that Intel is getting tax breaks. Rather, he's advocating for more transparency and accountability in the process.
We are, as supportive of this project as anyone. We think it's a great thing that Ohio has won this. And so what we want to make sure is that we get the maximum benefit of this for the maximum number of Ohioans.
In a statement, an Intel spokesperson said Intel invests significant resources to attract, develop, recognize, and reward the people who keep Intel at the forefront of innovation and make Intel an employer of choice. And we expect Intel's Ohio investment to create more than 3,000 high-tech, high-wage Intel jobs. Now, we did see some of that investment Intel mentioned earlier this month when the company announced it was providing nearly $18 million to semiconductor research projects at Ohio universities, community colleges, and trade schools. I spoke with the communications director at the Department of Development. They oversee the Tax Credit Authority, and he pointed to some safeguards that are in that appropriations bill, including Intel's requirement to submit annual economic progress reports to the state in order to ensure that it is delivering on its promises to Ohio. If not, though, the tax credit does have the authority, the tax credit authority, rather, is able to take action, and that could include decreasing a tax break or even clawing back some of that money from Intel. Jared?
Very interesting. Jamie, thank you.